So for today we're going to be making some delicious mushroom risotto. So stick around, I think you'll enjoy this. We have a couple different ingredients that we're going to be using for today's delicious mushroom risotto. Here we have shiitake mushrooms. We have baby portobello, also known as cremini mushroom. 2 cups of arborio rice. 1 cup of Chardonnay white wine. We have here 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. 1 quart or 4 cups of chicken stock. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And 1 whole shallot that we're going to mince in just a moment. So to start off this project, we're going to do a couple things. First of all, we're going to wipe off every single mushroom with a moist towel. Nobody likes dirt in their food, so first let's go ahead and clean off all these tasty mushrooms. Once you've cleaned them, I remove all the stems from them. I find that they tend to be a little bit woodsy on all the mushrooms, so I just get rid of them. It's not that hard anyway, so you just get rid of them, remove it, and set it aside. Remove and set aside. Next is the shiitake mushroom. Shiitake is a little bit, if you try to rip them, sometimes they come out nicely like that, but most times they come out, they kind of take more than you want with them. So the best thing to do, just cut the little tail off. Now it's time to cut them. You can make them into small little dices. I like to just do this. That way you get a nice chunk. So first you gotta cut the tips. Then you cut it in half. Once we get to this point, we make a julienne. Okay, easy now. And we cut, get it all together, and then we mince it for a small dice. Okay, so here we have our mise en place. Mise en place is everything already ready, so that you don't have to be running around cutting onions or cutting mushrooms. You just have it all ready to go in its station, ready to just be cooked. To start off, we're going to put the 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Next, we're going to add the shallots. Now we don't want them to burn, but we do want them to get a little bit caramel. Once we see, like right here, they're already changing color, a nice golden brown color, we're going to add the mushrooms. As you can see, we have nice golden brown pieces. This is about a good time right here to add the rice. So we're going to have the rice join the party. Get that nice coating. Get it cooking a little bit. And then we add the white wine. It's a beautiful sound. At this point, I season my rice pretty heavily. I do it to taste, but I want to make sure that it's getting all the flavor. black pepper. And you can hear it right there. This rice needs a little more liquid. So let's hit it with some chicken stock. Not too much, just a little at a time. We don't want this to burn. And if you need more than just 4 cups of chicken stock, then just add a little bit more. Make sure you buy 2 containers so that way you don't run out of liquid. That'd be a huge no-no. You can see now that it's lightly bubbling. That's about where you want it to be rolling. You don't want a hard rolling boil. You don't want it to be too soft. Medium is perfect right there. Don't over season because you're also going to add Parmesan cheese. And that tends to be a little bit on the saltier side, which will add a nice amount of flavor to the rice. As you're cooking the rice, you're going to be needing more liquid, but little by little. You don't want to put too much liquid and have this become mush, but if you don't put enough, you're going to have crunchy rice. So definitely keep an eye, close eye as you're cooking it. Constantly stirring. This is one of those rices where you have to constantly stir, unlike the other ones where you set it and forget it. Once you get to this point right here, it is important that you test it, because you've been cooking this for a while. You've been stirring for about 10 or 15 minutes. Let's taste it. If it's crunchy, it needs more liquid. If it's not crunchy, that means you've done a good job at measuring out the liquid. This is at 6 cups of broth right here. That's perfect. We're just going to let it absorb the rest of this liquid. We won't add any more. There's very minimal amount of liquid. I mean, you gotta keep stirring it. And once you see that there's not much liquid at all, turn off the heat. At this point, you add your cheese. I do half at first, or a little bit more than half apparently. Then I stir it up. Make sure you're incorporated. Keep it on the burner, but make sure that the burner is off. And it's starting to smell good. Alrighty. Keep folding the cheese and the rice together. Really make sure that they marry each other, that they're forever one. Add the remaining cheese. And finish folding it. And here we have it, finished product. Risotto is one of those beautiful dishes that you can really serve by itself, or with a steak, or even with a piece of chicken. I personally love it just as is. See you guys next time.